Okay, I think we are good to go. Okay, so I'm Carol Neff, and I'm with Davis School District and working with those teachers that are taking this class through Davis School District and UEN. And on the call today is Brandon and Jared, and we're excusing Clint today. I think he's on vacation, is that right, Brandon? I was on vacation last week, so you had to excuse me last week. So,
He is somewhere within the United States.
oh,
I'm not
good
sure
for
where he
him.
is this time, but yes, he's out of state.
Awesome. Okay. So, this is week 3 of our class. And so we'll just kind of go through what we will be doing for week 3. I wanted to start out with this particular slide here. I've kind of had quite a few challenges in the last couple of months, so I really liked this quote that the challenges that we have make our life interesting. And I feel like, especially this time of year where we're trying to wrap up the school year and take this educational technology endorsement class and juggle our family life, all of that, I'm sure a lot of you are also feeling the challenges of this time of year and working on all the things that you're doing. So overcoming those challenges is what's going to make life meaningful to us. So hopefully that resonates with you as well. Okay, so on the week 3 assignments, you will be reading chapter 2 and then doing a discussion and then doing the assignment. And the discussion, we would really like you to post your discussion initial post by Sunday. And that's either a video reflection or an enhanced discussion post. And as you do those enhanced discussion posts, which is one of the things that they had you do this week, there's a link here in the presentation that you can go directly to that, but it's also in the Canvas course in several places so that you can see exactly what those are. And then on your assignment, we don't need it to be longer than 2 pages. Double-spaced written assignment, and that's due by the next Wednesday by 11:59 at night. But one thing that we noticed as people were turning in their assignments was the very top or the front adding an extra content, like repeating the question or the criteria or a title page or really long titles on the first page. That you don't really need to do that. Just have your name and then write your paper. You don't need to really take up the space with that type of information. So just keep it to the no longer than 2 pages, and we don't need title pages and things like that.
There's some noise going on, and we can...
Hey, Marcy, do you mind muting your microphone?
So when you're in the WebEx meeting with us in these seminars, when you first join on, if you will mute your microphone until you have a question or a comment, that will help with kind of the background noise and stuff that we have while we're doing this seminar. So those of you that just joined in, if you will just mute your microphone as soon as you jump in. Okay. Let's see if I can get back to next slide. Oh, passed it. Okay. So you'll be reading out of the Connected Educator book, and for Davis School District, we're still working on getting it into Overdrive. We ran into a snag, but we're hoping to get it up tomorrow or the next day. There'll just be a couple of copies, so it might be worth just ordering it if you haven't yet to get the book so that you can read the rest of the chapters. And I think in Q's and News, right, you guys have it in Overdrive, so or you can purchase a copy of the book. And then the other part of our assignment comes from the Future Ready framework, and this week you'll be looking at the use of space and time. So for the chapter 2, it's developing a connected learning model. And so you're going to be thinking about how we can accomplish getting connected learners and how we establish that collaboration and community, and if you think that that's important as you look at those ways that you can teach and ways that your students learn and provide that time for that deep conversation and reflection. And you can refer back to the chapter to help you with your post, and make sure you post that by Sunday night so that others can do their responses to you and you can do responses to others by Wednesday. And then the Future Ready framework using space and time, the elements that you will be talking about in your 2-page paper are listed here. So the first one is learning is flexible, having that anytime, anywhere. Element 2 is the new pedagogy schedules and the learning environment for personalized learning. Element 3 is on competency-based learning, and element 4 is strategies for providing extended time for projects and that collaboration amongst your students. Does anybody have any questions? You can go ahead and unmute your mic if you have a question. Okay, I don't think I'm seeing anybody that has a question.
Carol, can I just make a comment?
Yes.
With your the paper, it is 2 pages. There's sometimes a lot of content that you're asking to answer. Pick and choose if necessary. Find those 1 or 2 or 3 topics that are most meaningful to your situations, what you're doing, and write about those. Don't feel like you have to answer every question just to answer the questions to fill up 2 pages, but really make it meaningful and necessary for what you want to accomplish and get out of it. So just add that.
Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I might chime in too just for a second. One comment that I was making on a lot of the papers in my section was, instead of trying to give us a laundry list of a lot of different things, pick a couple and focus on them. Share a practical example of something that you're doing or that's going on in your school. If you're not currently teaching, like I have some people that are currently like relicensing, focus in on what you see at the local schools around you or when you were teaching. But try and use examples versus just giving us a long list of like just ideas. Fleshing a couple of them out goes a long way.
Yeah, excellent. So I'll go back to these elements. So maybe if you're looking at these 4 elements, maybe there's one that really stands out to you that you can give a really great example of. So write it about that. Or maybe there's 2 of them, rather than having to write about all 4. Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead and chime in.
I've got a question for you. So it says 2 pages, no more than 2 pages. So does that mean you want it to be close to 2 pages?
Yeah, 1.5 pages. A page is even okay.
Okay.
Okay, and if you have other questions too that you have not during the seminar, here's our information here. Please get a hold of your instructor for your section. We're always happy to help, and we try to answer back as quickly as we can, either within Canvas or just through email, or even I put my cell phone in mine, so you're welcome to text me, and I think the other instructors have the same thing. So we want to help you when you need the help, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so just remember, for the whole course, you'll have a weekly reading, a weekly discussion with typically a video response, but sometimes it's that enhanced response, a weekly assignment, which is a paper on one of the Future Ready framework pieces, and then the weekly seminar on Thursdays at 4 o'clock. You do not have to attend, but you are responsible for the content of the seminar, which is why we record them and we post them both in Canvas and on the YouTube channel. Okay, coming up, just as an overview again, in weeks 1 through 9, we're looking at the different aspects of the Future Ready schools. In week 10, you will be writing a memo to the superintendent, and you'll see those requirements when we get to week 10. Week 11 is when you're going to be doing your project, which is called a tech training. So you'll want to make sure that you plan that technology training opportunity for teachers at your school, your district. We realize that you may not be able to actually do that training, But if you have the plan for it, that would be great. For Davis School District teachers, our technology conference is about the time that this project is due. So it'd be really awesome if you did your technology training at the Davis Technology Conference, because then you could totally count it for that. And we would love to hear from you. So the format for that assignment is kind of up to you. There's some examples there, such as a PowerPoint, a HyperDoc, a flipped or screencast lesson. There's lots of options of ways that you can put together that technology training. And your grade will be based on your response to the 7 questions or the elements, and you'll see that in the week 11 assignment as you see that. And then in week 12, you'll be doing a lesson plan modification, and we want you to choose a new lesson that you haven't done for another class, so that you get the best benefit out of the things that you've learned in this session. Okay, any questions on upcoming assignments or projects? All right, if there's no questions, then thank you for joining us today, and we will see you next Thursday at 4 p.m. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.